parents, welcome back to my channel. So I know I was supposed to post 2 videos last week and I slacked. I only posted 1. So sorry about that. I will try to make up for it by posting 3 this week, but I can't make any promises because, you know, sometimes life just happens and you get busy. But today's NICU series video will be about the classes and certifications that I needed as a NICU nurse. And so I'm not talking about classes that I needed during or before nursing school. I'm talking about just classes and certifications that I got after becoming a NICU nurse. And so these classes, we actually had to take them like during orientation, so it was like right at the beginning of starting my job. So the first class would be the car seat class. So as a NICU nurse, we often do car seat challenges for our patients in order to determine whether or not they can safely stay in a car seat and ride in a car for long periods of time. So it's very important, obviously, to know how to properly and safely put a baby in a car seat. So during the car seat class, they basically just teach us how to use car seats and car beds, and we learn about, you know, all the little safety things. Like, you know, I didn't know that car seats expired and that you have to check the expiration date and the weight and the length and all that stuff. So that was all new to me. It's also important for us to learn these things so that we can educate parents, because a lot of parents also don't know how to use car seats. And also it's important to know that as a nurse, when your patient is being discharged, you cannot put the patient in the car seat. The parents have to do it themselves, because let's say, you know, they get in a car accident on the way home, you can get in trouble as a nurse if you're the one who put the baby in the car seat and the baby gets hurt, because, you know, liability and all that stuff. So don't put the baby in the car seat yourself. You can get someone to help the parents, someone that's certified to do that kind of thing, or you can just kind of teach the parents and then talk them through it, but they have to do it themselves. The car seat class was pretty simple. I think it was only like 2 or 3 hours, you know, just PowerPoints and practicing with little doll babies and car seats, and then we had to take a test at the end. It was really simple, but I learned a lot. The next class that they required us to take was a breastfeeding class. So I don't think we took this class until about 2 months after we started working. This was actually a 2-day class. It was so long, oh my gosh. I think the first day was like, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours, and the second day it was probably like 4 hours also, but it was so long. It was so much information, like information overload, but a lot of good information. So we basically learned everything about breastfeeding and breast milk, like how to store it. We learned about mastitis and how to properly hold a baby when, you know, you're breastfeeding. So it's really important for us to take this class, because obviously new moms will come down to the NICU to breastfeed their babies, and a lot of times they may need help. And we can call a lactation consultant to help them out, but sometimes they're busy, so it's up to us as a nurse to help them out. So yeah, very important for us to learn about that kind of stuff. The third class that we had to take was NRP. So that's Neonatal Resuscitation Program. So basically you are learning how to resuscitate newborns. So it's really important to take this class as a NICU nurse. Obviously this may be like the most important one for you to take. You never know when a patient is going to start having cardiac or respiratory issues and needs to be resuscitated, especially when the baby is first born or when they're brought to the NICU and they're just on the unit. So I also don't think that we took the NRP class until a few weeks after starting. So basically we just went to a little facility that wasn't, you know, it wasn't in the hospital, it was like at a different location. But we basically just, you know, went through some PowerPoints, watched some videos. So we learned, you know, when to give PPV, how to give PPV, how to help out with intubating and drawing up emergency meds and all that kind of stuff. Like, we learned how to do chest compressions. So it's very important. It was really interesting and fun. I think the class was like, maybe like 6 to 8 hours. So we just watched the videos, did the PowerPoints, and then at the end, we went through some simulations. So I think we did like 3 simulations. So you get to participate and you get to have different roles. So you get to decide who's going to be like the leader, who's going to be in charge of listening to the heart and breath sounds, who's going to be in charge of putting like pulse ox and leads on, drying and stemming, all that stuff. So you kind of just take turns doing each role, and they actually videotape you while you do it. So you get to watch and learn what you did right, what you did wrong, and just discuss it. So it's really interesting, very helpful, and very fun. And the little mannequins that we use, like, you can actually like hear breath sounds and the heart beating, so it's really cool. They like plug it up to the machine and it like connects to a monitor so you can see like the heart rate. And so usually the first scenario will be kind of easy, and then the second one will be harder, and usually the third one is the hardest. So like you're actually having to intubate, and you know the baby is tanking. So it's really cool to practice, because let me tell you, you're probably gonna make a lot of mistakes like I did, and it's great to practice so that way your first time, you know, won't be with an actual patient, but instead with a mannequin, so that you can learn from your mistakes. And even before the class, they had us do like a little practice simulation online. So like there's a little website where you can actually practice resuscitating a baby. Like you just click on all the little different things that you need. It's really cool. I think the first time I did it, I got like a 32%, which tells you how terrible I was and how I literally did not know what I was doing. But as you practice, you'll do better each time. And one more thing that I do want to mention about NRP is that we are supposed to renew it every 2 years. So I took my first NRP class in 2018, but so the year that you don't have to renew it, we actually do what is called STIR. I can't remember what STIR stands for, but it's basically like a refresher course. So I just went to work on the unit, and they put us in a room, and we basically did the same thing. We went over some PowerPoints, videos, and then we practiced some simulations. So it's really cool, and it's really great to have the refresher, because I'm telling you, sometimes you will forget things, because it's not like you're, you know, resuscitating babies every day at work. So it is good to have that refresher. So the fourth and final class that we had to take was stable. This was actually one of the first classes that we took. It was during orientation. They even gave us a little book for stable, and to be honest, I didn't read it, but oh well, it's okay. So stable stands for sugar, blood pressure. Oh wait, why am I spelling it wrong? Stable stands for sugar, temperature, airway, blood pressure, lab work, and emotional support. So you just go through each of the topics. I mean, it was like a million PowerPoints and lots of information. So you just learn about each topic, and it's pretty simple, even though it is a lot of information. And at the end, I think we took a test. I could be wrong, but maybe the test was for something else. But I know we did take a test, and I can't remember if we went over the answers at the end or not. But it was really simple, not hard at all, but very good information to know as a NICU nurse. So those were the 4 main classes and certifications that we needed. However, you're constantly going to be learning once you become a nurse. Lots of times we have in-services on the unit, so they'll come through and just, you know, randomly teach us some things whenever something changes. Or we'll have staff meetings where we learn about a few different things, or just like little fairs where you can go and they'll just teach you different things. So like you're always learning, but those will be the 4 main classes and certifications that we needed. So they don't have us keep our BLS updated. It's optional, but I feel like that's something good to have. So when I first started working in 2018, my BLS was set to expire in a few months, so I renewed that. I also took PALS, which is not required in the NICU, but the reason I took that was because I float to the PICU sometimes, so it's good to know that kind of stuff too. And so we do get paid for all of these educational things. So whenever you come in for a class, or even if you want to take something that's optional like PALS or BLS, they pay you. So it's basically free education, and you're getting paid for it, and it's a new certification, and it looks good on your resume. So like, why wouldn't you do it? Just do it. It looks really good, and you're learning a lot of great information. That is pretty much it for this video. That was like pretty much it in a nutshell. Like I said, those are the main classes, but we still do learn about other things pretty frequently. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them down below in the comment section. And as I always say, I hope you all have a lovely day. Bye.